now we're going to talk about what is so controversial about evolution and Darwin's discoveries on natural selection, which is just one of the mechanisms of evolution. There's five in total. So first of all, I just want to ask, I don't need to see a show of hands or anything, but who here does not think that gravity is not happening? Who's going to deny that? Who's going to go up on top of the building and jump off and say, oh, gravity is not going on? I'm sure you guys don't doubt that. And the reason for that is because gravity doesn't really go against any of your beliefs that have anything to do on why you're here, why you exist, and how you came to be. So, I mean, evolution is just a law, just as gravity is. It's called a theory, but in reality, a theory is more valid than a fact is in science. And we'll talk about that more later with our professors. So, like I said, evolution is not accepted by many because of its conflicts with the way religion describes creation, mainly the Abrahamic faiths, which rely on Genesis, the book of Genesis, to tell them how we came to be. And also, a lot of people believe that accepting evolution leads to atheism, which obviously, I mean, it's not true, and we're going to talk about that today. I don't want to go into detail yet. One of the monkey Scopes trial was here in America. John Scopes was a high school teacher, and he was charged in May 5th, 1925 with teaching evolution. There was a law called the Butler Act, which made it unlawful in any state-funded educational establishment in Tennessee, quote, to teach any theory that denies the story of the divine creation of man as taught in the Bible, and to teach instead that man has descended from a lower order of animals. So that was this law enacted in the 20s, and Scopes lost the trial, and he was fined $100, which inflated to a couple $1,000. So the long-term effects of this trial were that it set a precedent in the country, so that evolution wasn't able to be taught, and if it was, it'd be alongside with creationism until the Butler Act was repealed in 1967 during the Cold War, where America realized that if they were going to beat the Russians, the Soviet Union, we had to make science priority back in classrooms. So today what we're going to be talking about is evolution versus creationism. We're going to have a discussion with two of our professors. And the main focus of today is for you guys to see that if you guys have religious beliefs, you can still accept this theory of evolution and still be able to hold on to your religious beliefs. They don't conflict with one another. They're able to coincide with one another. So before we get on to that, I want to leave you with a quote from the final chapter on the origin of species. And this is a bit poetic, and it's a bit unusual. Darwin wrote mainly scientific, but it's interesting to see poetry at the end of a book. And there's grandeur in this view of life, with its several powers having been originally breathed by the Creator into a few forms or into one. From so simple a beginning, endless forms, most beautiful and most wonderful, have been and are being evolved. So that's our presentation for Darwin. It was kind of short, but now we're going to move on to our discussion where our two professors will get them down here.